The fake blind pianist glances up mid-performance and freezes at the shocking sight. Out of the corner of his eye, he spots a man's legs and a pool of blood on the floor. Panicked, he quickly asks to use the bathroom. Thankfully, the woman doesn't suspect a thing, carefully guiding him toward it. He thought he'd get a moment to calm down in the bathroom, but instead, he nearly wets himself. A burly guy in a tank top is hiding there, holding a gun. If he hadn't had nerves of steel, he'd be dead right then and there. When he steps back out, he gets a clear look at the victim. It's none other than his client, Sinha. Turns out, Sinha wanted to surprise his wife Simi, so he lied about going out and said he'd be home late. Simi believed him and invited the burly man over for a tryst. What she didn't expect, Sinha came home early and caught them red-handed. And for that, they killed him. Akash forces himself to stay calm and keep playing. Simi and the burly man rush to clean up the scene, stuffing Sinha's body into a suitcase. Then Simi uses a video of Sinha's voice to fake that he'd come home and left again, fooling the blind pianist while making him a witness to Sinha's supposed return. Once the burly man wheels the suitcase away, Akash finally gets to leave. He sits on the street, dazed and shaken. Maybe inspired by the lottery lady's Shiva tattoo, after a fierce internal struggle, Akash decides to report the murder. He asks the lady to call him a taxi, and she quickly hands the job to her husband, who drives Akash to the police station. At the station, Akash says he's there to report a murder, but as soon as the words leave his mouth, he freezes. The burly man is staring at him from behind a door. Turns out, the guy is the police inspector. In that moment, Akash's mind is racing 1,000,000 miles an hour. What terrible luck to run into something this coincidental? The burly man walks over, and Akash quickly backtracks. He says his cat was killed, and he's sure it was the neighbor's kid. The burly man is already suspicious of Akash's blindness, so he takes the case personally, using the missing cat as an excuse to visit Akash's apartment. Akash offers him coffee, but the inspector ignores it, continuing to snoop around. Akash manages to sneakily hide his contact lens case, but the inspector finds that day's newspaper. Akash quickly explains he uses it to clean up cat poop. Next, the inspector puts Akash through a series of tests, hiding to watch his reaction, suddenly throwing a knife at him. But Akash's quick wits and steady nerves get him through every trick. Luckily, the cat comes home just in time, helping Akash cover his lie. Soon, news breaks of Sinha's death. His car was found by the river, with his body inside. Simi claims Sinha had taken 10 million rupees to a real estate deal, making it look like a robbery gone wrong. Later, a man finds an expensive watch in a toilet bowl and picks it up, and just like that, a suspect is identified. Sinha's daughter confirms the watch belongs to her father. Akash doesn't have the courage to tell the truth, so he signs a false statement. At Sinha's funeral, Akash is invited to play a song Sinha used to sing. Little does anyone know, there's another indirect witness to the murder, the elderly lady from across the hall. She'd run into the burly man in the elevator, and she'd seen Sinha come home before Akash arrived, so she knew Simi was lying. After thinking it over, the old lady tells a police officer the truth, suggesting he question Simi. Sinha's daughter wants to play her father's song too, so she asks Akash to teach her. Racked with guilt, Akash agrees. Meanwhile, the police officer finds Simi and asks if a third man had been there that day. Simi quickly lies, saying it was a pizza delivery guy, and manages to brush it off. Later, the officer goes to the inspector's house to report, mentioning the old lady's story. The inspector's wife already thought Simi was a snake, and she insists the third man must be Simi's lover. She suggests interrogating the old lady and getting a sketch of the lover made. Kudos to the inspector's wife, she has a sharp detective's mind, but her words scare her husband so much, he can't even finish his meal. Now, they have no choice but to silence the old lady. That day, Simi sends Sinha's daughter out to buy medicine, then goes to the old lady's door, asking to borrow headache pills. At the same time, Akash arrives as promised, ready to teach Sinha's daughter piano. The old lady finds the pills and notices Simi looks unwell, so she steps forward to ask. Simi pretends to feel dizzy and squats down, then suddenly grabs the old lady and throws her out the window. And Akash, who's in the elevator, sees the whole thing. He's so scared, he drops his cane, but he snaps back to his senses, picks it up, and keeps up the act. But his reaction has already made Simi suspicious.